Before you give any more of your energy away, come home to yourself. Hi, my love. If you have been feeling like no one really gets you anymore, like your healing made you lonelier, like the more you grow, the more disconnected you feel, this is for you. Because I want you to know something. You are not wrong for feeling this way, and you are definitely not alone. This loneliness is not a sign that you're broken, it's a sign that you're shifting. And that matters, even if it feels quiet, even if no one sees it yet. So, if you have been wondering why you suddenly feel so far away from everyone, or why you miss people who don't even align with you anymore, or why it's so hard to find someone who really understands your heart right now, let this be your reminder that what you are feeling is real and valid and also temporary. You are not crazy for outgrowing people. You are not crazy for needing more depth. And you are not crazy for needing more you. So let's talk about it. Because I promise this is not the end of your connection. And this is the beginning of something deeper. One of the most unexpected things about healing is how isolating it can feel. No one really tells you that when you start becoming more self-aware, more grounded, more honest with yourself, it can feel like you are slowly drifting away from the version of life you used to live. You start saying no more often. You stop gossiping. You stop over-explaining yourself. You don't laugh at things that used to feel funny. You start craving solitude, peace, honesty. And sometimes that shift is so quiet that no one around you even notices, but you notice. You feel it in the conversations that suddenly feel off, in the friendships that start to fade, in the rooms that feel louder than they used to. This is the silent part of healing, the part that happens when your inner world changes faster than your outer world. And no one really knows how to show up for that. You are not lonely because something is wrong with you. You're lonely because you are creating space. And that space isn't empty. It is sacred. It's special. This isn't the kind of loneliness that means you are unloved. It's the kind of loneliness that means your soul is clearing space for real connection now, for depth, for truth, for people who can meet you as you are now, not just as who you used to be. When you start healing, you begin awakening to truths you didn't want to admit before. You start noticing which relationships feel one-sided, which conversations drain you, which patterns you have been repeating just to feel safe. You start hearing your own inner voice louder than the noise. And that shift, while it's powerful, it's not always comfortable. Because when you begin awakening to a new level of self-worth, emotional safety, spiritual truth, you also begin to feel what doesn't resonate anymore. And that includes people, places, routines, even parts of yourself. It's like your soul starts whispering, you are ready for something more honest now. But in between the old and the new, there is this quiet space where you don't quite fit into your past, but you haven't fully stepped into your future yet either. And that's where the loneliness lands. Healing will isolate you before it reconnects you, because you are being prepared. You are being emptied of what is false, so you can be filled with what is true. The loneliness, it's not punishment, it's preparation. So, what do you do when you're in that space? When you start craving real connection, but everything around you feels misaligned? First, acknowledge it. Say it out loud. I am outgrowing these patterns. I am outgrowing these relationships. And that's hard. Because pretending you're okay when you're actually grieving an old version of your life will only delay the peace you are trying to create. Second, reframe it. Instead of telling yourself, I'm losing people, try saying, I'm returning to myself. You're not losing connection. You are remembering what real connection actually feels like. And that means, by default, everything that wasn't rooted in truth is going to feel less aligned. And that's okay, because you are creating space. So let's pause here for a moment. Put your hand on your heart if that feels safe. Breathe in gently and exhale slowly. You are still loved, even here, even now, even in the quiet. And the more you allow yourself to honor this space, the more you stop blaming yourself for needing it. The safer it becomes to actually be here, to be in your own energy, to be in your own healing, to be with yourself fully. And I know that can feel overwhelming, because when you have spent most of your life keeping others comfortable, being alone can feel unfamiliar. One of the hardest parts of the healing journey is not knowing what comes next. We don't know who we are becoming yet. We don't know who will stay by our side and who won't. But that doesn't mean we are meant to be alone forever. It just means we are clearing the noise before the real connections arrive. Because healing expands your capacity for real connection. Not performative, surface level connections, but soul level resonance, energy that nourishes instead of drains. And I believe you are being prepared for exactly that. Not just random people who like you, but souls who recognize you, who feel aligned with your truth, who don't need you to dim your light to feel safe around you. Because you do not need to be more or less than who you really are to be loved. You do not have to abandon yourself to belong. And the ones who are meant to connect with you, they will find you by the frequency you hold, not the version of you that used to perform. That's what makes what you're doing so special. You are not just clearing people. You are calling in alignment. So if you have been feeling like no one understands you anymore, just know that you are not meant to go back to who you were before. You are becoming the kind of person who attracts connections that actually feel good, that feel safe, that feel like home. And when you begin to live from that energy, the right ones will feel it. You are not meant to beg for belonging. You are meant to be met. The kind of people who truly resonate with you, they won't ask you to shrink to fit in. They will honor your growth. They will respect your healing. They will speak the same language, even if they don't know all of your story. You don't have to go back to the version of you that made others comfortable. You get to become more you than ever before, and trust that the right ones will feel it. Now, let's talk about what actually helps, because even if we know this is part of the process, even if we can reframe it, that doesn't mean it doesn't hurt sometimes. So here are some gentle things you can try when that wave of loneliness hits. First, just be with yourself. Turn your phone off for a little while. Light a candle. Make a cup of something warm. Play music that feels good. Let your space hold you. Second, talk to your younger self. It might sound silly, but it is so powerful. Picture them. Close your eyes. Say something kind, something simple like, you're safe with me now. I'm not leaving you behind. I'm proud of how far we have come. That little version of you is still listening. Third, come back to presence with your body. One hand on your chest, one on your belly. Breathe slow and repeat something loving like, I am safe in my body. I am not alone. I'm with myself. I am allowed to feel this. These practices aren't about fixing the feeling. They are about learning how to hold it with compassion. You don't have to rush out of your loneliness. You just have to stop abandoning yourself in it. And maybe that's the biggest shift of all, realizing that this isn't just loneliness. This is sacred space. This is the in-between where old patterns break apart and new alignments begin to form. This is where your energy gets clear, where you stop outsourcing your worth, where you stop performing for closeness and start becoming magnetic to truth. Because when you stop filling every silence, you start hearing your soul again. You start remembering how deeply you feel, how naturally wise you are, how much you have already grown. And maybe for the first time, you realize that you were never really alone. You are just finally coming home to yourself. This isn't emptiness. This is special. This is your energy recalibrating. This is your spirit softening. So don't rush it. Don't numb it. Don't make it wrong. Let this silence show you how powerful you really are. Because you are becoming right now. You're not lonely. You are aligned. And maybe the most profound part of it all is when you finally stop trying to explain yourself to people who were never meant to understand. When you realize it's not your job to prove your growth. It's your job to honor it. You don't have to convince people of how far you've come. Your peace will speak for itself. One of the most painful things I have heard and said to myself so many times is this quiet thought: I feel behind, or everyone else seems to be figuring it out but me. And I want you to know you are not behind. Healing doesn't follow a timeline. Your journey is not late. Your softness is not weakness. And your pace doesn't have to match anyone else's. You are not meant to sprint through your evolution just to keep up with people who maybe don't even know where they're going. You are meant to become slowly, gently, intentionally. You are meant to embody your truth, not rush to perform a healed version of yourself for anyone. You are not behind. You are not late. You are on divine time. And the discomfort you are feeling right now, that is not proof that you're failing. It's proof that you're growing. It means you're alive. It means you are becoming someone who doesn't abandon themselves just to feel accepted. You are not here to chase timelines. You are here to come home to yourself. It's easy to look at the loneliness and think, what's wrong with me? But what if that space is where you're actually remembering your truth? What if the silence isn't the absence of connection, but the presence of clarity? Maybe you're not meant to be entertained all the time. Maybe this is the season when you stop distracting yourself, because this space teaches you how to trust your own voice, how to listen to your body, how to sit with sadness without letting it define you, how to soften instead of shut down, how to love yourself in the waiting. You are not here to rush out of discomfort. You are here to learn what it's trying to show you. And sometimes what it's saying is, it's okay to be where you are. It's okay to not have it all figured out. It's okay to outgrow what no longer aligns or serves you. And it's okay to change. You might not even realize how far you have come because the evidence isn't loud. It doesn't always look like big wins or external validation. Sometimes the proof that you are healing sounds like, I don't chase after people anymore. I'm okay being alone tonight. I don't explain myself the way I used to. I forgive myself now. I'm softer with my inner voice. I don't betray myself just to keep the peace. That's not small, that's massive. That's self-trust being rebuilt in real time. So even if your healing doesn't look shiny from the outside, know that your energy is different now. Your standards are different now. Your heart is clearer now. And you don't need anyone else to validate it for it to be real. Healing doesn't always show up in a perfect morning routine or journals full of gratitude. Sometimes it looks like walking away from what you used to settle for. Sometimes it looks like crying without judging yourself. Sometimes it looks like saying nothing instead of defending yourself again. So if you've been wondering, am I even healing? Look at your patterns. Look at your peace. Look at how you're not abandoning yourself as much anymore. That's growth. That's healing. That's real. The truth is, so much of this journey happens without an audience. No applause, no confirmation, no one texting you, hey, I noticed your growth. But that doesn't make it less valid. It actually makes it more special. Because when no one's watching, you are not performing. And when you are not performing, you finally get to witness who you really are, your compassion, your resilience, your ability to sit in the tension of being a masterpiece and a work in progress at the same time. You are the only one who truly knows how many times you have chosen love over fear, how many times you have gotten back up, how many times you've shown up for yourself in quiet, beautiful ways. So today I want to say, I see that. I see you. And even if no one has said it lately, I am so proud of you. So if you have been wondering why this path feels so quiet, why you feel so different from the people you used to laugh with, why this season feels like it's asking so much of you, it's not because something is wrong with you. It's because something real is unfolding through you. And it's okay to grieve the version of you that didn't have these questions. It's okay to miss the days when you didn't overthink everything. But also, it's okay to be proud of this deeper awareness now. Let's rewire what healing actually means. It doesn't mean having all the answers. It doesn't mean forcing forgiveness. It doesn't mean pretending you're fine when you're not. Healing means you honor your body's signals, you make space for your truth, you move at the pace of real integration, not performance. It means you stop outsourcing your worth, you stop rushing the process, you stop shaming yourself for still being in progress, and you remember that you are human. Healing isn't about becoming a version of you that everyone else approves of. It's about becoming the version of you that feels like home. So if it's messy, slow, confusing, but honest, that's what matters. You're not doing it wrong. You are just doing it real. And if this video brought you any kind of peace, warmth, any sense of, wow, I'm not crazy for feeling this way, then you have just found someone who gets it. You're not alone in this. There's a whole world of soft, grounded people out here who are also learning how to live, how to love, how to heal without rushing, pretending, or shame. So if this resonated and helped you feel just a little more like yourself again, like, comment, subscribe so we can keep healing and rising in truth together. There is a space for you here. You are not too much. You are not too late. You are not the only one. You are someone worth loving in every season. Let's keep going. Let's keep softening. Let's keep remembering who we are. And no matter where you are on this journey, you belong. And with all of that being said, let's rise together.